Today is March 1st, 2020. I'm finally getting around to it. I mean, not really finally, but I'm doing the Dark Knight Returns. Batman. The Dark Knight Returns. Let's give credit where credit is due. Real quick. Alright. Frank Miller is a writer and penciler. Klaus Janson, Janson is the anchor. Lynn Varley is the colorist. John Costanza is the letterer. I'm just gonna just start reading it, however long it takes. It is only 4 issues. It's a pretty thick one. This is I would say typical of what you see nowadays in a trade paperback. Read this once before, at least twice. But once again as a kid compared to now, so I should be able to comprehend it a little better, hopefully. The version that I have has this clipping of a newspaper clipping of James Olsen and an article that James Olsen wrote about this little saloon down below 2 subway levels. Cool little story. And there's a little foreword also in the book that I have between Brian Azzarello and Frank Miller, and they just kind of set the tone of let's go back in time to 1986, blah 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 blah. What are your intentions? What were you thinking? It's kind of interesting. I'll just leave it there. I don't really want to. I guess the only thing I just wanted to quote before getting back to reading it, because it's a pretty exciting. I'm just at first I was just reading the first 4 panels. I was like, all right, clearly obviously there's a lot of thought bubbles here. Like I said, a lot of dialogue immediately, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of action going on. And once again, only 8, 12, 16 panels of one page, literally the first page, right? Literally the first page. Bruce's Batmobile's, I am assuming it's the Batmobile, is on fire, and basically fucking spinning. I don't know if it's spinning out of control necessarily. Batman says, it shoves hot needles in my face and tries to make me blind. I'm in charge now, and I like it. But then the actual thing I wanted to say, the nose digs up a chunk of macadam. I look at it, then straight into the eye of the sun. This would be a good death. ... But not good enough. So just already showing I don't know if they've really shown Batman how, because Frank's in the foreword, and plus you obviously can see that if you read into the fucking book at all, he's like the age he should be in 1980 or whatever. That's what Frank Miller tried doing for this story. Didn't try. That's what he did. But I would say the first panel or the first page is not really showing his at least that I'm saying that he's old yet. Definitely showing that once again he's a badass. He's, even though his fucking vehicle is basically a fucking flaming comet, he's still in some kind of control. He's got, I don't know, most other people would fucking just cave and accept their fate, I guess. I guess this is a small criticism, but I was a little confused because when it jumps from Batman to a television, just news, some news program going on, they don't really change the font at all, or at least once again for this issue or this version, this edition. Which I could tell that probably it had something to do with the television, because I don't think Bruce Wayne would start talking in the way that it was. But once again, just small little criticism, I guess. Very fucking small. Page 2 is the first time they're showing that at least some of the characters are fucking old. I'll leave it at that. I'm also starting, I think, I could be wrong about this, but it's actually not Batman, but actually Bruce Wayne. He's not. Well, I mean, I know Bruce Wayne is Batman, but I mean, I thought he was in the Batmobile, but I believe actually. I mean, just once again rereading the dialogue. Jesus, they say that the Newman elimination. Or a spectacular finish to the Newman elimination as the Ferris 6000 pinwheeled across the finish line, a flaming coffin for Bruce Wayne, or so everyone thought. So I think Bruce Wayne was just in a race, which is even more interesting. And they're also saying that it's been over a decade since Batman has been last seen. I just can't shut the fuck up. I mean, like, this was immediately after, like they say, our young viewers will not remember the Batman. A recent survey shows that most high schoolers consider him a myth. I mean, that's just, I don't know, man, that's fucking interesting as hell. Because, I mean, like, that's, you know, it's just nothing more. Even if, like, you know, if they stop making Batman, I mean, like, I've talked about this before, like, you know, when the Beatles were not on streaming platforms, I mean, I'm not saying that nobody was listening to the Beatles, but the newest generation that was using streaming platforms and growing up did not have access to the Beatles unless they bought, you know, physical copies, in which I would definitely say in the last, you know, 10 or so years, definitely at least for the last 10, 20 years, I'd even say, it's been, I mean, well, not 20 years, I'd say like the last 10, yeah, has been pretty much streaming. I mean, I'm not saying like, you know, people aren't there was also, you know, a resurgence of vinyl, but I mean, I digress. I mean, I guess kind of a resurgence sort of cassettes, but anyway, you get what I mean. I hope. I mean, honestly, I kind of feel the same way with like even Jimi Hendrix, because I don't know if his music is available on all platforms, but at least the platform that I'm using, his music is like extremely limited. I should use Spotify, but they shuffle too much. And I guess to go off tangent, on all streaming platforms, video or music, it's getting ridiculous to have to pay for so many fucking things. But I'm sure, I mean, I've never paid for cable myself, but I think at one point cable was, I think it was included cable, fucking, landline, and probably internet. I mean, I think it probably varied in some places, but I'm sure it was not fucking cheap. I digress. I mean, this book has been said, I mean, like, you know, it's been reviewed and talked about by fucking probably plenty of fucking people, so I'm probably not adding any fucking new stuff, I guess. Maybe I will. I don't know, but just one more thing I wanted to mention. This is like probably, I think, what, page 3? Yeah, literally page 3. James Gordon and Batman, or Bruce Wayne, are having a drink, though I guess James Gordon, he's caught on for I guess quite a while that Bruce doesn't, he just drinks ginger ale. I fucking can't talk. But also, the one thing I did want to say is that they're also kind of like beating around the bush about the existence of Batman and the identity of Batman and whatnot. So, still on page 3, you know, Bruce Wayne, he's just walking the streets, and he's just kind of like talking about how the city that he hates. I walk the streets of this city. I'm learning to hate the city that's given up, like the whole world seems to have. I mean, it kind of just, if Batman were to be at this age and he had retired, or Bruce Wayne, had retired Batman, most likely people, I mean, who could pick up that mantle? I mean, I'm not saying like, you know, there's Robin and Nightwing, etc., Batgirl, Batwoman. You know, there's plenty of others, but but you know what I mean. If it was just in the context of like, you know, they're not all of these heroes, just literally just only like pretty much just Superman, just Wonder Woman, Batman. I mean, it just kind of like, I guess like, some things do come to an end, because I mean, in practicality's sake, like this is, you know, a character. I mean, yes, this is a, you know, fictional character, but even in this, you know, if you put him in this reality setting, like, you know what I mean, there aren't too many, you know, millionaires that want to become fucking superheroes, and if they were to, I mean, it's not like, once again, I'm sure I mean, I'm not even sure. There probably are, I can't name any right now off the top of my head, that are, you know, really come from really rich, like a really rich background, decide to, you know, maybe, you could say maybe Tony Stark, perhaps. But I mean, what I was gonna say is most likely they wouldn't go like the Batman route, where you don't know who the fuck Batman, you don't know the identity of Batman. I feel like, you know, if that person had that much money, there's a chance that they would, you know, just, you know, have an ego and just be like, you know, I'm doing this is who I am, you know, I just have so much money that I could protect and keep myself safe. I mean, once again, I'm sure, anyway, I know I'm just fucking going off topic, but just a thought. I guess in conclusion, long story short of what I just said, just, you know, if Batman is gone, who would be able to fill those shoes? I mean, I guess, like, you know, even, I know I'm fucking just blabbering right now, but just also going off tangent, but like, say like Black Sabbath, for example, you know, they're basically retiring. You know, you got Ozzy, but I think he's even retiring, just like, totally, I could be wrong, maybe he's not, I don't know, actually I think he said that he's just gonna keep doing it until he dies, essentially. I think I could be wrong, but Black Sabbath, anyway, they, you know, they're done, and, you know, they got these giant shoes to fill, I guess. I mean, personally, like, I guess, like, in a sense, like, I do think that, you know, we don't necessarily need another Black Sabbath. We need another group that did what Black Sabbath did. You know, just taking, you know, cutting down a new trail. I mean, I would say, like, a new trail that literally led into, like, I mean, turned into, like, I would say a highway. By this point, it's been paved into a highway. You know, metal is fucking giant fucking genre on its own. Anyway, but just, you know what I mean, like, Batman retires. I mean, once again, you got, like, Nightwing, and there are plenty of heroes that come, you know, but, like, there isn't probably going to be a fucking, all I'm saying, I mean, just what I'm getting at is just, there's probably not going to be a person, male or female, that would put as much time and effort as, you know, the character of Batman or Bruce Wayne has. I mean, based on traumatic events. So perhaps, but anyway, I guess I'm finally digressing what I should have digressed about already. I just wanted to make things clear. I'm just going to take a swing and say that the news program that's happening right now, when they're going to the weather, is kind of foreshadowing. And it looks like it's going to get worse before it gets better. They're referring to the heat wave, but Frank is willing to show some of the villains around this time frame, like the Joker, Two-Face, and a recent surgery that he just went under, kind of cleaning up and fixing his face. Another small thing, but seeing Gordon and Wayne having a disagreement upon Harvey Dent, it really defines both their characters in a very dynamic way. And it also kind of, like, you know, shows, like, you know, even though they are on the same team, they have disagreements. It's kind of cool that Alfred is still alive. And another little small thing that happened, you know, it's just definitely, Frank Miller's definitely a good writer. I mean, no fucking doubt. But I mean, very enticing. It's the from panel to panel, the layout from step to step. You know, it's pretty smooth. From transition to transition, it's you know, it's not all over the place. Definitely a lot of panels. I mean, literally, for the most part, a lot of the pages I'm seeing, there's at least 16 panels sometimes. Sometimes, I mean, the page that I'm on the other side, there's only about, technically 8, but there's one panel inside of a panel. It's a, I don't know how to describe, I mean, I guess it's just, anyway. But Bruce Wayne no longer he had a mustache at the beginning of this story, but now he doesn't. And he does kind of keep saying that, like, the reason why he stopped is because of Jason, most likely Jason Todd. Which I guess I had to look at the time frame of when Jason Todd was killed by the Joker. But I think if he quit about. I think it's supposed to be based in. I don't know if it's supposed to be based 1986 directly. But if it is, then technically, 1976 is when Jason Todd was killed. I actually had to look that up. That was a random guess right there. But anyway, but with the mustache being shaved off, it's just like this subconscious alter ego fighting to want to come back out. I've talked about this before, with Peter Parker, when he got rid of the costume and he fucking ended up becoming Spider-Man again. He just can't help himself. I would see if Ozzy, I think the reason why Ozzy Osbourne, if he once gonna have to check that to see if he actually is still gonna go on until he dies, essentially. But if that is true, even George Carlin, he did that shit. He fucking was still doing shows even until he fucking died. There's just sometimes. As you could see with Batman, he's fucking he's pretty much kind of got some angst. He's fucking itching to keep fucking the place that he loves. Well, he says hates, but it's fucking. I don't think you can fucking really hate a place that you've been defending for that long. I don't know if you fucking hated a place. I don't know. I guess you could, I guess that's a lot deeper of a conversation that could be had, but I'll just continue on anyway. Presumably, Harvey Dent has not given up the Two-Face alter ego, and there's some panels to prove that there's, it is just a guy with bandages wrapped around his face, and the coin that Two-Face typically uses, but I don't know. I guess we'll. Once again, I read this as a kid, but I cannot remember what the fuck. For all I know, this is fucking Joker. Because once again, just to reiterate, it's a man with bandages around his face, and he just happens to have Two-Face's coin. It most likely is Two-Face, but I don't know. And I don't remember, which is kind of a good thing. It is interesting that even for Batman's age, Bruce Wayne's age, he's still fighting something as traumatic as, once again, his parents being shot down, and it's still just as vibrant to him. Once again, it's a fictional character, but it really portrays that post-traumatic stress disorder that Bruce Wayne would probably have, similar to a war veteran or anyone in some kind of war setting or disaster event, I guess. What triggers Bruce Wayne in this instance is he's watching television, and The Mask of Zorro starts playing, and just a little, I don't know what the fuck. I can never think of the fucking words, but a little backstory, I guess. If you don't fucking know Bruce Wayne's story, not only were his parents shot down, they were shot down after he had seen Zorro as a play, a theater play at a theater. Jesus, I fucking cannot talk sometimes. But I just wanted to say, it's just kind of interesting and this is, pretty much triggers him into becoming Batman again. I really do feel like I'm kind of just talking about the plot, I'm just saying plot for plot, and I really am not trying to do that. So I'll try to be better about that. To be fair, what really sends Bruce Wayne back to Batman is just all of the everything that's happening on all these news channels that he keeps clicking from one after another to. They're all just talking about and depicting really fucking gruesome, horrific stories. that once again could be stopped completely by a Batman figure or a heroic figure in the night, I guess. I mean, once again, just an unreasonable request for a single human being to, I don't know, to bestow upon themselves, I guess. I mean, good on Batman. I mean, I like Batman partially for that reason, but goddamn Batman. I know I'm just saying the fucking plot, but it just, once again, like, it's interesting enough to say, like, you know, I mean, just the reasons why he's come, like, you know what I mean, like, he doesn't want to be Batman anymore, like, he fucking has reasons as to why he doesn't want to be Batman anymore, but just, like, reason after reason, excuse me, just constantly just fucking, like, berating him, and then he's also got, you know what I mean, a huge reason, you know, the reason why he did it in the first place, just always in the back of his mind, just, or, you know, coming to the fucking forefront, so you got, Clark Kent, he's calling Bruce to let him know that he's not going to be in town, he's going to be fucking gone, essentially, probably, like, I think he's saying, way out of town, probably referring that he's going to be in space, probably, and I don't know, it could be not that far, but, then you got, Harvey Dent's calling him, and he called him right before, Harvey Dent called before Clark, and he's thanking Bruce. Selina is also calling him, she's just saying that she's fucking lonely. Selina Kyle, I believe, is her last name, but Catwoman. And you know, you see a fucking bat slowly inching its way closer and closer to Bruce's window. You know, kind of that typical scene where the bat fucking crashes through the window. I mean, it looks like a giant ass bat, almost like a man bat. But anyway, once again, foreshadowing with the news channels, like the Wrath of God, it's headed for Gotham, and I mean, I think they're referring to a storm in this case, but the storm could also be Batman, or more specifically, that Batman has come back. So I should just mention, for this comic anyway, there's this one gang called the Mutants. They don't have any mutant powers like X-Men or Brotherhood of Evil Mutants anyway, or any what are the mutants called in the sewer? I can't remember right now. Anyway, doesn't matter. I just can't remember right now. I really want to, but the mutants, they kind of remind me of the Warriors. Some of the Warrior, if you know the movie or the comic book of the Warriors, just specifically just some of the dialogue. Warriors come out to play, but like they're not literally saying that, but it just seems to kind of have that same kind of, like, I guess, shtick. The Morlocks. I could be wrong, but I think Batman might have just killed one of the mutants, or at least electrocuted him real fucking bad. It is funny that Frank Miller depicts the mutants, or at least the gang members that were that just got fucked up by Batman. They call it 3 cat burglars, and they're also saying a bat-like creature, a large bat-like creature. They're not exactly even saying that it's Batman, but anyway, because I mean, it's been a while since Batman has been around, but anyway, it's just, the nice little wording that, and news still probably, channels and whatnot, fucking I'm trying to think of a better word. I would say mainstream news or whatever, mainstream media for the most part. They have a nice way of putting things. Kind of keeps the ears clean, I guess, instead of dirty. A huge man dressed like Dracula. Getting closer. Frank Miller does not fuck around. Also, the first time you actually get to see a glimpse of Batman, very beautiful fucking artwork. Very beautiful. The wording for Bruce Wayne's thoughts are, once again, just, how Frank Miller portrays Bruce Wayne. It's just always kind of clever. This should be agony. I should be a mass of aching muscle, broken, spent, unable to move, and were I an older man, I surely would. And once again, kind of portraying back to like this would be a good death, but not good enough. Just I don't know, kind of funny. Once again, like kind of saying like I should be fucked, but I'm not. Nice to have you back, Bats. Based on the story progressing, you see Joker still in Arkham Asylum, but he is seeing the news of Batman coming back, which puts a smile on his face. I know comics are not always like this, but I just finished the first issue. There's still only 3 more to go, but that was a very thick issue, and a lot happened. A lot fucking happened. Like, anyway, continuing on. I guess a final word for the first issue before I go into the second issue. In terms with Harvey Dent, saying he's a changed man, and Bruce Wayne, he's saying that he gave him a chance or whatever, believe in Harvey Dent, and Commissioner Gordon, he's saying nothing's really changed. He's just gonna do the fucking same old shit that he's always done. Now, I think I was, dumb enough to be fooled by it. I don't really think. Thinking about it now, I don't know if Batman, or I don't know if Bruce Wayne. I think he was just honestly playing up the persona to the news channel or whatever, news channel 12, news 12. I don't remember the fuck it was. Or once again, it's been 10 years. Maybe he had started to go into his millionaire, billionaire kind of thinking. I don't know if I don't know if they were really thinking about billionaires in the 80s. I don't know. They actually, Commissioner Gordon, or, James Gordon and Bruce Wayne actually did have differences, where, I think, I guess, kind of alluding, there are definitely a lot of themes to The Dark Knight, the movie, for sure, that were pulled from this. I could already see, I was recently watching, this one YouTube channel called Comic Tropes. For one of the videos, he had done The Long Halloween. I think it's The Long, not Along. But it's a Batman, story, and it involves Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face. And once again, the only reason I'm bringing that up because that also was incorporated elements to the movie. Anywho, just I don't know, just seeing. That's just, I guess, a little fun little teaser thing. But just more importantly, maybe Bruce Wayne actually was starting to think those thoughts, or once again he was just doing what he usually does and just kind of like playing, kind of I don't know, I know nothing kind of thing. But I don't know. Well, I wouldn't say I know nothing, but a certain level of bit more business integrity, I guess. He's playing up the coming from that kind of upbringing, I guess. Just real quick, I don't know if the edition I have or whatever. I don't know if each when it says like book 1, book 2, referring to each issue, I don't know if these are the actual covers to the book. To the comic book. the comic book cover, anyway, excuse me, goddamn. But if they are, the first one obviously is kind of that defiant one that, it's literally the fucking front cover of the book itself, the trade paperback, the first issue I'm referring to. The second one, you got this very grizzled Batman. Looks like he got really fucked up. But, I don't know. It's, I don't know. He almost looks kind of, I would even say like almost moldy, but not literally. It's, I don't know. It's fucking hilarious, but I mean that in a good way. I really like the artwork. I'm admiring it right now. Sorry. So I'm going to go fucking read it now.
I will say the pacing definitely reminds me of Watchmen for sure. I mean, like in a similar regards. I mean, I don't remember which one came first, but it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, I guess I don't know if I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Watchmen was always DC. I thought that at one point it was kind of like an off branch of DC. I don't know. I'd look up a little bit, but I think when I looked it up, it was actually like it actually was just always DC. Anyway, I'm just gonna fucking read the book. Sorry. I mean, for the most part, this is definitely one of those books that, you know, as I was mentioning, like, you know, for sure should read. Definitely, if you haven't really read comics at all. I mean, I've been reading comics, you know, since I was young. I wasn't like super into it because you know it costs a lot of money, and I didn't have that much money. But you know, sometimes it'd be comic book sales. Then there'd be free comic book day, and one of the stores that I'd go to would give out a bunch of comic books for free. I mean, it's almost free comic book day. I mean, we got, you know, 2 more months to go, but it's the first Saturday of every May. If you don't know and would like to, you know what I mean, typically, you know, I don't know if every single comic book store participates in that event, but all the ones that I think that I'm around do. Anyway, but you know, that was where I'd get a lot of my comics. I bought a bunch of comics and I fucking sold a bunch of comics. I mean, I sold my entire collection of like fucking everything because I'm a fucking idiot. I still think that physical media is pretty fucking important. I mean, especially nowadays. I mean, I just thought it was not. I mean, maybe it'll change. I mean, clearly streaming is very easy for sure, but streaming definitely doesn't have everything, and you have to a lot of times pick multiple fucking platforms if you want to get a good majority, I guess. I mean, I guess it's more in terms of video, but I mean, definitely still in terms of music as well. I mean, not every artist, but there are still a lot of artists that just are not on every platform. And you know, the ones that aren't on these streaming platforms are kind of getting left behind. I mean, it's just, I guess, how it goes. You have to you gotta keep up with the fucking world, I guess. Just always. All I wanted to say for this was, it starts off with, the second issue is starting off with James Gordon and his perspective, and once again, just reminds me just like some Rorschach kind of stuff. Just way he's detailing it, but like, you know, this is kind of like the perspective of probably most cops, I mean, anyone who's like, even I'd say even maybe even firefighters, you know, paramedics, nurses, doctors. I don't know. I'm sure the list goes on, and I'm not even fucking thinking about them. It's very powerful. Those are probably the heroes. You know, these are the real life heroes of fight. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, I could. There's small time, you know, B-list heroes, C-list, D-list. You know, I'd say they're at least like a B-list kind of hero. You know, I'm sure it's debatable from there, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it is interesting that I mean, like, why is it so intriguing that James Gordon is getting you know, he's not as flat of a character, you know what I mean? He's not that minor of a character. I mean, he's definitely not the the A-list, you know, the guy. It's not fucking, it doesn't say James Gordon as Batman, you know what I mean? But like, he's still getting a very good representation of who he is. And I mean, I would say, I guess, he's probably been painted a number of times in a good way, but I don't know, like, if you have something to say about it, but like, there's I guess a certain truth. I mean, how many people would is there anyone who fucking thinks that doctors are, you know, the worst thing to ever exist? Firefighters are the worst thing to ever exist. Like, I mean, you know, isn't that like, wouldn't that be like an undeniably, like, you know, very wholeheartedly good job or career to choose if you were like wanted to go on a moral stance, I guess. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep reading it. Just some thoughts. Now, I don't know if this is like literally the same universe or set in the same universe as you know, I guess the current Batman, if you know what I mean, because I know they do reboot it sometimes. I don't know, but I just don't know if this would pertain to, because hypothetically with this, being, it's technically like I would say an alternate universe where Batman put up the mantle after Jason Todd died, and I'm now seeing, I recognize the Bat or the Robin for this book, but technically, there may have been a Tim Drake, but Tim Drake never became Robin technically in this. If I, technically, unless once again, like I don't know, like unless they did like a reboot where it actually, this story just fits in the timeline somehow, but I don't know. But Batman's not as old, and he retired for only, I don't know, a short amount. I don't know, because otherwise this has to be an alternate. I mean, it's a really good book, and that's just like sometimes like, I don't know, I guess a continuity error, or potentially, you got like Old Man Logan and shit, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, I guess on the Marvel side, I digress. Now, I could be mistaken, but there are definitely a lot of political ideologies being thrown around in this book for sure. And they're definitely they're definitely kind of funny in a way. I mean, I guess in a good way. I totally see his point. I guess how Frank Miller's really, I would say he's just really painting the perspective of, Bruce Wayne, Batman. So anyway, I was like inferring, some of the news channel outlets and stuff. For the most part, I mean, like, they're constantly like bickering back and forth on just the ideologies of Batman as a vigilante. And then like there's right now they're talking about how I guess this is a spoiler, I guess. I mean, honestly, if you this book is pretty fucking old, and I'm kind of just talking about it, honestly. This is not me kind of even reviewing it. I'm just kind of talking about it. I mean, just as I'm going through. I mean, just anyway, like normally, like, I guess real quick, just like taking out of the shoes into like, podcast perspective, just like this is a conversation, and I, if anyone were to listen to this, I hope that like if I'm saying something that like they don't fucking agree with or whatever, or there's something that I missed or whatnot, or just some more interesting thing. I mean, like I'm not like, you should comment down below. It just, but like, like, it's just. Trying to have a fucking conversation, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I know for a fact I probably wouldn't be able to have this long of a conversation. I mean, once again, I'm almost going like fucking 43 minutes into this shit. Just talking about, that was just like literally the first fucking part of the book. So, I mean, I'm like barely into the second issue. So, I mean, once again, like I will say, I mean, I guess personally this is only 4 issues long, but it's very beefy. I mean, honestly, but I mean, I feel like it's gonna probably fucking do as much storyline as Watchmen, but in such a short amount of time. I mean, in my opinion, anyway. And that might be controversial. Someone would be like, well, don't you like the fucking pacing of Watchmen? Like, don't you like that there's more? And there's a part 2 and a part 3 of Dark Knight, and the third one, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. So I haven't even read, I mean, I think I might have read the sequel. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've not read the ending trilogy. I guess the ending arc, ending arch. I don't fucking know. Anyway, continuing on. I guess I was just referring to Commissioner Gordon having to face off with a 17-year-old child who had a gun in this comic. I guess that's all I'll say. Strangely, that new blood has yet to be officially announced. While Inspector John Dale seems to be the obvious choice, the mayor has yet to commit himself. I'm still pulling options. I mean, I will say, like, Batman's been acting like a speeding bullet, even though he's a pretty old dude in this fucking comic, but it is funny. He's just, like, literally, like, going from, like, crime scene to crime scene, beating the shit out of the people as fast as he possibly can, and then just jumping out so he can do and stop another fucking crime. That's fucking hilarious and fucking awesome at the same time. He's just like, poof, 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 poof. He's like, thanks, Batman. He's like, he's fucking gone. You've got a mother, don't you? Every punk should have a mother. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this kind of portraying Batman as like, he's fucking loving the fact that he's like torturing these people. He's like, It was tough work carrying 220 pounds of sociopath to the top of Gotham Towers, the highest spot in the city, which is, very powerful, pretty badass, very strong of Batman. He said the scream alone is worth it, which is kind of like, on one side, makes Batman come off as a badass, but on the other side, is that who Batman really is? I mean, I thought he was kind of like a pure vigilante. I mean, once again, you know what I mean? He's, I don't know. I'm not, small ass gripe. And on one side, it is kind of a badass statement, but on the other side, is Batman a torturer? He does torture people if he has to interrogate. Well, I guess he interrogates them. I don't know if he tortures them. Well, I guess he does torture. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I didn't really take Batman to be into torture. I just like that. Not even necessarily even a sexual thing, which it could be, but I mean, just into, just the idea of, enjoying torturing somebody. If he has to torture someone, it's because he fucking has to. He has no choice. And it's for the greater good, I guess, not because he fucking enjoys it. I don't know. I mean, once again, putting someone at the highest point to scare the shit out of him. Literally, I was kind of imagining myself being in the kid's shoes. That'd be scary as fuck. And the fact that even Batman, he's just kind of just chilling there, just clinging on by hand to a gargoyle that may or may not break at any moment because it's fucking old as fuck. And I mean, how old? I mean, Bruce Wayne or Batman's got. I mean, based on his fucking muscle mass, must be pretty fucking heavy. And once again, he's carrying another two. Well, I mean, the fucking gargoyle is also holding on to the 220-pound, apparently, punk. I guess I should mention my rope. Frank Miller definitely has a wonderful way of showing perspective. I mean, I guess I could allude to it, but I mean, I don't know. There's just multiple, times I've already mentioned with James Gordon. Now he's just talking about this an older waitress. Just once again, and it just kind of but not even just a waitress, but also a mom. You know what I mean? And she's just kind of on the subway, and she's, she has to do. She has, I guess, the only way to, I don't know, just there's surgery required, but then she's got a kid that has braces, and then the turn off notice from the electric company with winter on its way. So it's just it's kind of really showing the average person, average parent's problems. We all kind of start breaking down with age. All require typically some kind of surgery. I mean, some people are just, I guess, lucky. I mean, I don't know. But and I think she was also saying she had no insurance as well. With no insurance. Yeah. Anyway, I guess I did give an example, but just he does have a wonderful way of showing perspective for sure. Of showing the human experience. Yo, that is fucked up. Man. Once again, I did not really fucking understand this shit as a kid. But just damn, son. Fucking damn. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I just referring. It's literally on the same page as The Waitress. That's all I'm gonna say. That's really fucked up. I mean, I will say on one side, a lot of this storyline is very extreme. A lot is happening in 4 issues, and I know for a fact a lot more is going to happen. I mean, Superman comes in and. I mean, I think I mean, I've never even seen the movie Batman vs Superman, but I am aware that they do fight every now and again. And I think this is the one. I think this is the book where they do their fucking. Well, at least one of them. I don't know. Anyway, I guess that's a kind of jumping ahead of the book. But what I wanted to say is conveniently, there's the whole gang of mutants. They're all meeting up in the. I mean, I wouldn't say it's convenient. I mean, obviously Batman has intel, but and once again he's a detective. But I mean, on one side, just there's just this giant ass battlefield going on in fucking Gotham City right now, and it's probably some outskirts. I mean, once again, Batman's got this fucking tank now, and he says I enhanced this 15 years ago because of some bad riots. I mean, he kind of does throw some context into how this fucking vehicle. I mean, he's kind of even joking around it. You know what I mean? Like Jason called it a fucking Batmobile. Only a kid would call it this. So, I mean, definitely, you know, the woman being killed. I mean, I didn't really say anything. I mean, you'll know what I mean. I guess if you know what I'm talking about. But you know, pisses off Batman enough. I'm sure that, you know, he's got a fucking. All I guess I'm saying is that, like, you know, in terms of, like, say, you know, I don't know how much of it's true. I imagine it's, you know, a lot of it is true. But, like, say down in, like, Mexico, or, you know how, like, there's a lot of cartels that are kind of like fucking, you know, like, they're kind of like the secondary law, if not the primary law, by this point. And if there were to be some kind of retaliation, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be obviously blowback and, you know, a lot of sacrifices that we had to be made. You know, reaction, it'd be action, reaction, you know what I mean? Fucking, but just, I don't know, once again, like, you know, it's kind of, on one side, just, I guess, like, talking about it more, it's, you know, it's cool as fuck that this is happening, but at the same time, though, like, you know, I mean, this is fucking, I don't know, there's a lot being said in this book. There's just a lot being fucking said on this book, and I think a lot of it has to do with, I mean, it's like social issues for sure, and you're getting a lot of perspectives from a lot of different people. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I don't know. I just, I don't know. It's a pretty crazy book, to say the least. I mean, it's like, if you don't fucking, you know, if you don't intend on reading a whole lot of Batman, like, I don't know. I think this would be. I mean, like, I was also thinking about this, you know, like, you know, recently Spider-Man is going, like, you know, into the Spider-Verse or whatever, you know, there's multiple parallel universes, and, you know, other people were visiting multiple universes or parallel universes beforehand, but, like, you know, this is kind of the first time where you're seeing, like, a lot of this, you know, I mean, the idea of, you know, different versions of the same person, sort of, but, I mean, like, it's an awesome ass, brilliant idea. And in this case, you know what I mean? Like, you know, right now, fucking Batman's fighting in, like, a war stance. It's like one man in a tank against fucking an army of people, like, literally shooting, like, bazookas and shit at him. You know, it's crazy, but, like, once again, like, is it not jumping the shark? And is it not, like, you know what I mean? Like, where does Batman go next after that? I mean, I guess, you know, you could just throw, you know, all right, the Riddler came back and he fucking threw a riddle at Batman. You know, I don't know. And it's the same thing with Spider-Man. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, he does all these parallel universes, and then it's like, all right, you know, next day, you know, now he's got to fucking save someone's wallet again, which I guess in a sense, like, you know, isn't that, you know, clearly, yeah, that's, you know, Spider-Man's got to deal with small things and big things. I mean, like, but, like, I don't know, just, I don't know, I guess you could, I mean, I guess it's, you know, I guess it's just some, you know, I guess I'm just complaining, I guess, in a sense, but I mean, I guess, I don't know. There are definitely some times where, you know, it goes a little too far, and then it's just like, well, where do we go from here? I mean, you know, you got all these parallel universes and stuff, you know, that's a pretty big fucking, like, leap. I mean, like, where do you go from here? I mean, yes, you have a bunch of several more, you know, fucking characters that you can now, like, you know, put them in these, you know, fucking storylines and stuff. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, like, I mean, if anything, I guess they're just like, you know, you're developing more characters that are just like ricocheting off each other more and more and more. But like, you know, I don't know. You know, I guess the same story is going to be told over and over again. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Well, my point is just like, you know, sometimes just, you know, when you go this far, I mean, are you going too far, I guess? I mean, I will say there's definitely been some interesting Batman stories since, so I don't think Batman has jumped the shark particularly. And I guess if you just use, you know, in a sense, you know, if you're just going to be the reader, you just should just leave it to the writers. They intend on continuing the character, and, you know, if they might, you know, maybe they'll stumble upon something that you like, maybe they'll stumble upon something you dislike. I don't know. I mean, once again, I guess I'm playing the neutral card, which can be very fucking boring. It's just like, what's the point of even fucking talking? But I don't know, man. I hope someone at least understands what the fuck I'm trying to say, because I mean, in a sense, like, some people, this was the greatest thing that's happened for Batman, and everything that's come since has not amounted to fucking anything. And yes, it's personal opinion, but I mean, once again, some people, maybe this was jumping the shark. I don't know. Once again, I guess it's personal opinion, and I'm sure there are some things that are like definitely defiantly, like, you know, a mass majority feel like, all right, this should fucking end. But anyway, I mean, I guess even if a mass majority of people think it should end, should it still end? I don't know. I mean, I just want to say once again, the artwork is fucking fantastic. Just sometimes a single page panel of just Batman. I mean, fucking sometimes very fucking cool. I didn't really say anything about when Batman's got presumably probably the woman covered in the American flag, but I mean, that's a very political statement to say. It definitely is very powerful, but at the same time, like, you know, it is kind of, I don't know, just it resonates with me, like, you know, on like 9/11, I guess, in a sense. So I don't know, because you know, this is, the woman was killed by, you know, just some fucking creeps, I guess, some fucking assholes that, you know, put a bomb in her purse and killed her. You know, that's terrorism, man. That's just fucked up. And on another side, one could say it's almost over the top. Is what I was kind of, you know, one kind of thing I was saying. But at the same time, though, like, he's making a giant, powerful statement, and a lot of the things, you know, even the commentary in the news channels are, you know, you get these like kind of like stupid, you know, kind of like stupid commentators, or like, you know, like these weird ass supporters or people that are against Batman, you know, that kind of just full of shit. I mean, it just seems like there's a bunch of people that are just full of shit. I mean, like, honestly, like, you know, like, he could have potentially written, I mean, I think the point, and what I will say again in a genius way, is, I mean, like, in a sense, like, it's all just kind of bullshit in a sense, just a bunch of people talking, where you see Batman actually, like, you know, doing something, and, you know, these people are obviously, like, you know, accommodating to the public who aren't maybe as equipped as Batman is, but you see this one, you know, now another vigilante. I'm not sure of the new Robin, the current Robin in this comic book. I can't remember her name. I think her name was said. I just fucking wasn't really paying a fucking attention because I'm a fucking idiot. I mean, maybe I was even assuming that maybe it was going to be addressed a little bit more concretely, I guess. Some of the dialogues, you know, kind of, I mean, it's fucking kind of humorous. It's kind of, you know, I don't know. Porn star Hot Gates today signed a $12 million contract with Landmark Films to star in a screen version of Snow White. I'm doing it for the kids, says Gates. I mean, honestly, I really don't think that would happen. I mean, especially nowadays. But it is kind of portraying just like this world that's kind of really gone to shit. I mean, personally, I don't think the world's really gone to shit, but there are definitely, there's definitely shit in the world. There's no doubt about that. No shit. How the fuck would a president talk to a superhero such as Superman? That's some, I mean, once again, Frank Miller's got some fucking, it's got some good dialogue, man. Really fucking funny sometimes. Like, humorous. If it's not like, ha, laugh out loud, but like, just, you want a medal, son? I love medals. Carrie Kelly. Honestly, this might be a very stupid political thing to say, but I don't know why. But recently, Joe Biden, he just won, presumably, the South Carolina primary, and for whatever reason, I just imagine him to be the mutant leader, and I imagine Bernie Sanders to be Batman. And people, I totally get that. That could be a very controversial statement, and especially for this book, they're kind of painting Bruce Wayne to be a pretty conservative person. But, yeah, I don't know. This might be another controversial statement. I mean, I can't be confirmed or not, but I mean, like, I thought it was always pretty much typically portrayed that Joker was just kind of like a dude. I mean, I know he fell into a vat of, like, certain acid that kind of changed him mentally, psychologically, and, you know, etc. But did it also, like, make him into a kind of like a superhero? Because, I mean, they're kind of, some of the dialogue saying, like, there's something supernatural about this one, and I think they're honestly referring to Joker. You know, I never really even thought about, you know, him like that, but I don't know. Does Joker have powers? I'm not sure if it's pre or after
Taxi Driver, but there's definitely like a Taxi Driver character that just, popped up for one panel. Now, I totally forgot to check when Jason Todd died, but apparently he died in 1988, and 1986 is when apparently this book was released. So did somehow Frank Miller know that Jason Todd was going to be killed? I mean, I know once again it was, Jason Todd died based on like you had to, call in and say, do you want him to be dead or alive? Which is kind of fucked up, but yeah, I mean, and this book was kind of making it seem like, Jason died, like constantly just like, oh man, Jason, fuck. So that's kind of weird, man. Taxi Driver came out in 76, so. Just more examples of showing how the news will portray bait-worthy titles, or I don't know, I guess the only thing I could say is like conversation or topics, events, talking about some guy killing people in a porn theater, another guy dressing up as Batman trying to kill someone, ends up getting killed. But then it says a devout Catholic, Peppy Spandek, can't say he approves of this Batman, and when he hears the woman scream down the street, he knows he should be afraid. He says instead he's looking at the alarm system that cost him 2 months' profits, and the iron bars over his windows that make his beautiful shop look like a prison. He can feel his pulse, just below his ears. He knows he's gone crazy, but the mugger is running afraid of Peppy. Nobody's hurt badly enough for this to make the news. I just want to say, I hope that Batman at least has some kind of underwear on, but it doesn't look like that he does. He's got a little girl jumping on his naked body. That is a little, disconcerting, I guess. Disconcerting. I always thought it was disconcerting, but... Alright, so I just finished issue 2. Once again, just a thick-ass book. Like, I'm already over an hour, and I'm just halfway through the book. But it started with James Gordon and ended with James Gordon for that issue. Okay, today is now March 3rd, 2020. It might actually even be quieter. Hold on. I was, doing some stuff with the mic. Also, if I didn't mention beforehand, I know this is just like a random thought that popped in my head that I don't think I even said, but like, Superman being shown for like literally just one little panel, just kind of like foreshadowing of what's to come. I mean, I already kind of spoiled what's gonna happen, but a little bit of what happens, but which is fucking, it's like a 86 this came out in, like, what is that, fucking 34 years? Am I right? Anyway, continuing on, let's get this shit done. Issue 3 has a lot of political commentary, like the last couple issues have. But beyond that, Frank Miller really makes it so it seem like Batman is barely fucking, like, a lot of his actions are based on luck. He does also, he kind of does make reference that that Bruce Wayne is now a lot older and not as agile as he used to be. But some of it now just it's not like a hugest diss, but it makes it seem as though Batman has only been literally, he's only gotten this far based on luck, which is clearly not it. But he's got a gun shot at him. He's like, this would be a stupid death, and so it's basically like that's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making a big thing out of nothing. I don't know, but thinking a little bit more about it, he hasn't been Batman for 10 years, so maybe he's also portraying that. The jump cut to another foreshadowing of Superman is kind of interesting. You also got social political comment. It's social commentary, but it is, I guess, social political commentary. You got this one businessman who believes another dude who's just asking for change has actually got a gun and pushes him onto the subway tracks. And I guess you have to read it to know what the fuck happens, I guess. Once again, this is kind of like a parallel universe in a sort of, that no other superheroes or villains would really kind of pop up. I mean, yeah, crime and criminals would fucking kind of thrive in a sense. I mean, just like it always has, I guess. But yeah, I guess in this story anyway, it's just pretty much there isn't. I guess there really isn't any superheroes other than just like I guess Superman kind of does everything. And he's telling Batman to stand down because that's just what he was ordered to. Kind of reminds me of Civil War, but I mean Civil War came out fucking 20 years later. So, and just to clarify, Civil War is a Marvel story, not a DC. Well, an event, I guess, rather than. I mean, it's a story, but it's also more along the lines of an event, referring to Captain America and Iron Man. So Frank Miller, through Superman's thoughts, kind of addresses what happened to some of the other superheroes. He said Diana went back to her people. Hal Jordan went to the stars. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a couple of superheroes that he mentions. But then, he kind of just says, well, but you, Bruce, you're fucking old as fuck. You old motherfucker. I'm sure it's not just coincidence, but Superman's thinking to himself, but you, Bruce, you with your wild obsession, and he's just like smashing through, I think, a Soviet Union fucking jet. So, just once again kind of being very hypocritical. Yeah, you really fucking hope you never have like a fucking a following or fan base like the fucking Sons of Batman. What the fuck? Chopped off his fucking hands. Now I had to remind myself of when Watchmen came out, which I guess came out about a year before this. So I will say, I mean, there's a lot of very similar themes. It goes in deep and pretty dark in a lot of instances. I mean, there's a bunch of fucking, I think, Boy Scouts now dead after eating poisonous cotton candy. Poisonous cotton candy. But no, I mean that's some dark shit, and especially like 1986, man. To get away with actually like showing, I mean like he's drawn it, but he doesn't exactly say totally what's happened, but at the same time alluding to it in a similar sense. It's like a couple pages back when the congressman was with somebody that they were kind of showing some sexual things, or at least like some lewd things, but it was all in the shadow, or all in the shadows. So once again, it's alluding to something. But anyway, I guess I have to actually fucking like pay a lot of attention. I mean, obviously there's horror comics for sure, and horror comics always fucking took it to like the next level times 10. But to see this in, fucking a superhero comic, I mean? You're starting to see a blend of genres. Not that, there probably always kind of was a blending of genres. I mean, there's a lot of, like, war themes in this comic. So, I mean, and there probably has been, I mean, not even probably, there was a lot of war themes, during fucking wars, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably just shooting shit out of my ass right now, so I'm going to shut the fuck up. One of the debates is, as I mentioned, is Batman good for society or bad? And there was, I mean, it's kind of just like this crazy point that, they're saying that, well, now that Batman's come out of retirement, suddenly now the Joker has. And, they're saying that technically Batman hasn't killed anyone, but because of Batman, people have killed, well, I guess to say that a little bit better, people have killed because of Batman. And so I guess it might even be like kind of range the debate of like, kind of the yin and yang thing. Like it might, there might be just Batman, like one Batman, one Superman, one Wonder Woman, one Green Lantern, etc. But there's, for all that good, which is kind of very few and far between, there's going to be just as equal evil. I mean, I think that's what is what's being debated. So as a, I don't know, just a guess. So issue 3 kind of ends on a very dramatic note. Once again, you only can really chuck it up as kind of like a parallel universe, or kind of like how they did with Old Man Logan. Though once again, I'm like 90% sure this came out way before Old Man Logan was even thought about. Could be wrong, but it's still a very interesting story, and you can definitely see how like a lot of like cinema, like Batman related cinema, pulled inspiration or influence from this book in particular. But I'm just gonna get right into number 4. It's probably, I mean, literally, it has ramped up more and more and more. Like, I mean, you'd think that like Joker would be Batman's biggest foe for this fucking, this comic, or just in comics in general. I mean, it's Batman's fucking biggest villain. You got also Harvey Dent. That was kind of like, it was like Harvey Dent, and then it kind of like moved into a transition into the Joker, but also having like some influence of the mutants. I think it went like Harvey Dent, the mutants, the Joker, and now fucking Superman. This definitely reminds me of Kick-Ass 2. I'm referring to like issue 4 now. I mean, there's just a lot going on. There's fucking Sons of Batman are now fighting with Batman. Mutants have broken out of jail. Superman just had to deal with a fucking nuke. Yeah, this shit is getting crazy, man. I mean, I will say also, I don't know how often they really do this, where, because these characters have gotten so blown out of proportions, like popular, that like, to throw, you're gonna see like cameos and stuff like that, and maybe even events tie over and shit like that. But how often do you really have a Batman book where there's a giant Superman underlying story involved in it? It's kind of cool. It's interesting for sure. I mean, like, this is kind of like, once again, just like pulling out like, just like, you got Superman, this fucking alien being, but he's helping planet Earth. I don't know, man. And this is like, once again, that's something that's just like been fucking digested plenty times over and talked about many times over. But I don't know, just, I'm here right now, I'm reading it, and this is just how I feel about it right now. So because of this potential nuclear fallout, a bunch of people, particularly in Gotham City, start fucking like losing their minds and start beating the shit out of each other because they realize that it might be potentially the end of the world and they need to get food and protection. I mean, once again, this is like fucking some apocalyptic shit that's happening in this fucking book. And I mean, there's some other things that happen that kind of like, once again, put it in this parallel universe kind of fucking format. But it's still fucking pretty fucking wild. I mean, once again, like I read this as a kid, like, I mean, either in my late teens, or I mean, it could have been even a little earlier than that. But I don't remember fucking pretty much any of this other than Superman made an appearance at some point and they fight. But maybe that's actually in the sequel. Nice little Green Arrow cameo, seeing what he's up to in this fucking in this story, I guess. So I guess I'm pretty sure I'm wrong that, I mean, I haven't finished the book yet, but I'm pretty sure Superman and Batman are not fighting in this book, but they definitely fight in the next one. So, I mean, the way that they're kind of closing up, it's, I don't know, it's a nice little, like, clearly, I mean, there's more to be said, and I'm, kind of glad that they don't just, like, fucking leave it off like this. But they also are foreshadowing, foretelling, either of them, foretelling or foreshadowing that, they are gonna fucking duke it out. Oliver's like, planet's too big for the two of you. Or, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Planet's too big for the two of you. That doesn't make any sense. That means it's too big for the two of you. I mean, normally the planet's not big enough for the two of you. Anyway, could be inferring it in another way, but that is kind of confusing to me right now. No, I was totally wrong. They do fucking duke it out. I mean, there's just so few pages left. I thought it'd be like this big fucking giant, like, couple issues fucking length of a fight. But no, it's just at the end of this fucking issue. So, I mean, on one sense, the Batman-Superman fight wouldn't have lasted long as it did in this book. And plus, I guess Batman had a trick up his sleeve. I mean, on the other side, like, you know, I mean, it seemed kind of like, I mean, it was almost like a little blue balling. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, you know, overall, it's a pretty good story. Kind of ends with, you know, I mean, like, well, issue 4 had Batman running with the Sons of Batman, and the mutants that broke out, that they needed a leader, I guess, and Batman, I guess, took them in. I mean, I think that, I don't know, it kind of just like all kind of just like came together just like all of a sudden. I think there could have potentially have been maybe a 5th issue. I mean, like, issue 4 could have been like, you know, Batman, the Sons of Batman fighting fucking the mutants and cleaning them out, and you know, like, you know, issue 4 kind of ends with Batman and Superman like kind of like, you know, teeing off about the fucking, or maybe throwing already a couple of punches or something like that. Number 5 kind of like cleans it up, but at the same time though, like, I feel like then there'd be like way too much, you know, maybe if it was like 4.5 issues or something like that, which is kind of ridiculous to say. I mean, overall, like I said, it's just, you know, pretty fucking monumental book. I don't know what more to say. I believe I read the sequel. I know there's a, you know, it's a trilogy. I'm pretty damn sure I did not read the 3rd one, but I'm pretty sure I read the 2nd one. I'll have to pick it up again. I mean, I didn't. When I read it as a kid, they were brothers. So, and this time around, I just ended up, you know, picking up the book myself. I don't know. I definitely love Batman. There's no doubt about that. Definitely more of a Marvel person. There's no doubt about that. But there'll probably be some more Batman down the line. I mean, I did Batman R.I.P. and now Dark Knight Returns. You know, I'd like to do like a long Halloween. The Killing Joke, I think. That's one with Barbara Gordon becoming paraplegic. I believe I read that one. I believe it's The Killing Joke, right? I mean, there's plenty more Batman stories. But yeah, I mean, I guess with that being said, I mean, that's pretty much fucking it. I mean, everything I already said, I kind of already said. And yeah, I guess I'm pretty sure it is The Killing Joke. I just typed it into Google. But yeah, yeah. All right. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. More to come. Take it easy.